Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to finally do the Inktober Sketchbook tour. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to be discussing the materials I used. My main materials were the Sakura Pigma Microns. It's a 6 markers set that have sizes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. I think they have a brush pen as per to this label, but it's not included in the set and I couldn't find it, so instead I bought a calligraphy pen because I couldn't find any type of brush pen in the store I went to. So this is how it looks like. It's a chiseled nib. I'm not sure if you can properly see it. 1 second. Yeah, there. And I used this instead of the brush pen. I also used a Stabilo 0.88 fine liner. It's an old one I had, but it came in handy. And for the highlights, I mainly used the Sakura Jelly Roll, size 8. And a simple eraser and a ruler, as well as these two pen erasers. This one is like really thin, as you can see. And this one is the Sakura pen eraser. It's a bit thicker than the one I own. I don't remember the brand of this one. So materials aside, I'm going to show you the drawings I did for this 2017 Inktober. First of all, I have to tell you this was the first Inktober I did take part in. I tried doing it last year when I knew about it because I heard about it last year. But I couldn't really keep up with it. I remember that I decided to take the 5K route, in which you draw like one drawing every week. I did one drawing and that's it. I didn't continue. So this year I took it upon myself to the whole 31 days and I did them. But I'll have to tell you, to be honest, for the last 10 days I had exams and stuff. So like, other than the exams, I was weird out, honestly. I don't usually draw every day. So for the last 10 days, what I did was skip a day and draw 2 drawings the next day. Then skip a day and do 2 drawings. I did finish it on time, but for the last 2 days, I went like 1 day yes, 1 day no. But then I did 2 drawings, so technically I did the whole challenge. That's way better than I did last year. At least I finished something. Anyway, so this is a sketchbook I made, like a custom made sketchbook. It has 32 pages. I mean 32 pages, one face. Technically it's like 64, but like the ink seeps in some pages, so I don't use this one. And I wrote the prompts at the end, so I used all the pages. First of all, I have to say that Inktober was a good experience. I think it improved my art a lot, pushed me to go out of my comfort zone, try new things and stuff like this. Because if you've been following me on my social media, the links are down in the description box, by the way. If you've been following me, you would know that I don't draw anything complicated. I usually draw the same poses, nothing special, nothing hard, just simple poses, simple expressions, and it's just normal humans. Like, I don't draw animals and stuff. And they're normally girls because I find guys' anatomy hard for some reason. So yeah, but this challenge made me step out of those boundaries I was set in. So yeah, I think Inktober was, like, it was really good. Other than improving how I could work with ink and stuff and giving me a more steady hand in inking, it did give me more ideas. And the prompt list was so good. Like, you would have to think about it, and like, the prompt list was the main thing that made me step out of my comfort zone, not the fact that I had to draw every day. Because if I had to draw every day, I would usually draw the same thing. If it's up to me, I would draw the usual things I do. But having a prompt list had me go away of that and think of more stuff. And it was really nice to see how everyone interpreted the same words differently. So anyways, the first word was swift. Oh wait, I think this is too bright. Okay. It was swift, so I took it as in a swift motion kind of thing, and I wanted to capture a drawing that shows a swift motion. So yeah, I drew this skater, and I know this has many flaws in the anatomy. That was like the best I could do. The second day was divided, and I chose to do, let me zoom in a bit, wait. No, that's too much. I chose to do it like, when you look at this half, it's this cute girl, and when you look at this half, it's this evil girl. So divided, I chose it as in a personality division kind of thing, split personality or something. The third prompt was poison, and I drew this lady. She's an evil witch. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And she was doing a poison. I didn't know. I think I did shading in this one because there's a lot of blacks that kind of covers what's going on in the picture, or at least that's how I think it looks. Because, okay, there's a snake here. I don't know if it's really visible without it being pointed out. And her whole dress is black except the middle part. And that this thing is black and smoke is black, so I think it overlaps, so I think I did kind of overshade it. But yeah, that's what I did for this one. Here is basically where I started drawing things I don't usually do, because I don't think I've ever drawn a mermaid. I think I did attempt it once, but I couldn't quite get it for some reason. And I don't draw fish. Like, this could possibly be the first time I've ever drawn fish. So yeah, this is the one I did for underwater. I think I should have bubbles of water around her. I think I missed that. When I thought about it, I had already posted it, so I decided I wouldn't change it. And the fifth day, the prompt was long, so I chose to draw the back of this guy looking upon a long road in front of him. So this whole road and mountains and stuff. He has his camping gear too. For the sixth, and I'll have to admit this one I didn't really put much effort. Over these 5, I had like tried my best, looked for references, looked for ways to shade them better and everything. For this one, I read the prompt sword, and I was like, okay, that's simple, I'll just draw a sword. So yeah. This is what happened. It's not even symmetrical. I didn't know, I was too lazy to use a ruler. So I had to thicken a lot of the lines, if you can see, because it wasn't straight. So I kept thickening them, and it didn't look good. Honestly, I didn't like this one, honestly. For this one, I went back to putting more effort and stuff. So for the 7th day, the word was shy, and I drew this girl, little girl, hiding behind a tree. And this was basically when I started putting more into backgrounds. I don't draw trees or grass because they're pretty hard for me. I don't know, they're just too textured. I don't know, I just don't usually do them. So I did them in this one. That's the grass, these are the trees, and this girl's like shy, so she's hiding behind a tree kind of thing. The 8th prompt was crooked. I decided to draw this crooked old man with crooked back and fingers. I mean, it was intended to be crooked fingers, but I don't think I followed the anatomy rules doing these fingers. Because if you can see that these fingers don't look like human fingers, guys. They totally don't. And this is like some huge mushroom. I kind of miscalculated how it should have been or something, because it's too long. Like, this part of it is too long to be a mushroom. Anyways, for the 9th day, the word was screech. And you know, I decided to draw this hand screeching on something with their nails, like how you do this and it makes this voice. So that's what I meant. And I took reference of my own hand. I mean, look at that. It's kind of exactly what I drew. But, well, using reference helps sometimes. The 10th prompt was gigantic, and here's like me starting to incorporate animals into Inktober, because it got boring, like 10 days of just drawing humans. When you do it continuously, I think you notice what is it that you do heavily rely on. So that's an elephant, because elephants are huge. The word was gigantic. So yeah, very simple. Didn't put much thought into this. The 11th prompt was run, so I drew this boy running. I think his shoulder is misplaced somehow. I tried my best to know where it's supposed to go. I even used reference. I still couldn't put his shoulder good, because when I searched for references, I didn't find exactly the pose I wanted, and I didn't want to spend too much time looking for reference. So I ended up doing it anyways. And this shoulder, I think it should be higher up there, but I didn't know how to do it, so that's how it ended up looking. This one is shattered, and I'm not proud of this one by any means, because the eyes look, I don't know, they don't look proper, they don't look the same, and it's profile, so they're supposed to look better. Let's just assume that's an effect from the mirrors being broken. So for shattered, I drew a girl looking at her reflection in the mirror, and the mirror is broken, and she's crying, like portraying her emotions. She's broken inside. The 13th prompt was teaming, and I drew that she's teaming is, I didn't know what it meant at first, so I looked it up, and it says alive by or something like that. So I drew a girl with like a crown of flowers, surrounded by flowers. That's something that gives her life a meaning, kind of thing. Honestly, I don't usually draw flowers. I know I said this about a lot of things. I seriously don't draw much. That's why I'm trying to improve. But I did use a lot of references of different types of flowers. I did have to do the crown from my head though, because I couldn't find a crown that I really liked. Anyways, the 14th prompt was fierce. I chose to draw, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but these are supposed to be cheetah's eyes. So yeah, because it's a fierce, I took it as the meaning of fierce animals like lions, tigers, and cheetah. So that's what I chose. For prompt number 15, and this is something I'm really proud of. Not because of the pose, but because of her expressions. Because I don't usually draw good expressions. I usually draw the same expression all over again. For this one, I was actually able to draw as if she's actually looking downwards. And that's something I've never done before. So yeah, I really like this one. The word was mysterious, so I drew her staring at this gift box she got, and it's mysterious to her. The prompt number 16, the word was fat, so I drew a fat cat. That's the end of the story. I know, again, this is not proper in the sense of its anatomy, because I've never drawn a cat before. I did look up a lot of references, but I don't think I got it quite right anyways. The prompt number 17 was graceful, and I drew this girl. This is one of the most drawings I'm proud of so far. It looks really good, and it took me too much time to be able to get the pose, because again, I don't draw sideways poses because they're kind of hard for me. Okay. So yeah, that and there's a butterfly there. So yeah, I've never drawn a butterfly before either. Prompt number 18 was filthy. I drew a dumpster. Wow, how creative, like, come on. But yeah, I think that was the only thing I could think of. I didn't want to do it. Okay, I wanted something more creative, kind of. But I couldn't find anything, so I just drew a dumpster. And this is not even symmetrical. I guess that should have been tilted to the left a little bit. But yeah, that's it. And prompt number 19 was clouds. So here are a couple of clouds. 20th of October, prompt number 20 was deep. This is meant to be a crack in the mountains or something. I don't think properly portrayed it. This is not what I've been going for. I tried references, I tried everything that I didn't know. I don't think it looks quite proper. This is supposed to be a crack like deep down, but it doesn't seem that way. Anyways, prompt number 21 was furious, so I drew this super angry guy. Or hopefully his expression looks super angry, because I said I have problems drawing expressions. I mean, I have problems drawing a lot of things. Prompt number 22 was trail, so I drew these footprints on a path in the forest. Hopefully you can realize that these are trees and these are grass, because everything looks like the same except these, because I highlighted these. I mean, I outlined them, so they're pretty obvious. And prompt number 23 was juicy. So I drew lemon juice. Okay. Prompt number 24 was blind, so I drew this girl who's blind and she's like looking for a way through or something, and her eyes are bandaged. Prompt number 25 was ship, so I drew a ship sailing. This was pretty hard because I had to use a lot of references too. And prompt number 26, squeak. Mice squeak, so I drew mice. Prompt number 27 was climb, so this is a guy climbing a mountain. I mean, I'm getting more and more creative as we go up. The opposite is what I mean, but prompt number 28 was fall. So yeah, I think there are problems in this post too. This one was one of the hardest Inktober days. I thought it would be like one of the easiest. I was like, it's easy to draw someone falling, but no, it was so damn hard. And prompt number 29 was united, so I drew these two people shaking hands. I mean, I just drew the hands, but you get the point. Prompt number 30 was found. So this squirrel that thinks this is his lucky day because he found all these. Oh my god, I forgot what these are. Microns, I guess. Some form of nuts. Whatever, the squirrel's food. He found a lot of it, so found, you see. And finally, the last day, Inktober, was done. I was so happy this day. Prompt number 31 was mask, so I drew this very anonymous person. You can't see anything, it's just full black because it's anonymous, and I think this is pretty expressive. It's about what we choose to wear, as in you do decide how you would like treat people or seem in front of certain people and how you would seem in front of others. So I think life is heavily actually dependent on masks, which is not exactly healthy, but I think most of us do it. And yeah, that's about it. So do I recommend Inktober for anyone? Yes, it was very helpful. Will I do Inktober again? I do want to do it next year, so if I'm free I will hopefully attempt it again. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe my channel for more similar content. Bye!